This is how you get all of the Ray Gun Mark II variants on the brand new zombies map Shattered Veill for Black Ops 6. There are 3 different variants, and first of all, if you want any of them, you need to get the base Ray Gun Mark II, which you can get from the mystery box, or there is a free quest in order to obtain it. That will be linked in this video's description and on screen if you need help with that. Anyways, you now need to obtain a canister, and there are 3 different ways that you can obtain a canister. It doesn't matter which one you do because they're not specific to which variants you want, but if you're wanting all 3 in a multiplayer game, you're going to have to do all 3. So the first way to get a canister is there are going to be these blue crystals that will spawn across the roof of the mansion, and you simply need to shoot these crystals down with the Mark II. These won't guarantee a canister, by the way, so you probably have to shoot many of them down, but they will give you loot such as equipment, salvage, etc. The first one can be found in front of the mansion itself by the southwest balcony. The other one can be found inside the conservatory just on the ceiling here, so shoot that one down. You can find another in the service tunnel, so you can shoot that one down there. Another one can be found just here over in the east foyer, so you can shoot that one down there. And this is where I get the empty canister in this game specifically. There may potentially be some other spawn locations for this as well. I'm not 100% sure. If you use a different weapon than the Mark II, you'll just get hit markers, so just look around the map if it's not in any of these. It shouldn't be too difficult to find because it's so massive. Now, if you're in a solo game and you just want one Mark II, you can proceed, but here are the other 2 ways to get a canister. So the next one, you will need a Gersh device, a Casimir grenade, whether it be from loot, a crafting table, and you can get a free one from this dead soldier in the service tunnel if you don't want to go through that hassle. Now, if you come over to the rear patio, all you want to do is throw the Casimir grenade, and you'll see the canister behind in this barrier, and if you throw the Casimir at it, it will simply suck it forward so that it's outside and you can then go ahead and pick it up. The third possible way to get a canister is the most complicated, and you'll once again need a piece of equipment, this time a tomahawk, which you can also get from 3 locations around the map, or simply use a crafting table or have it equipped to your loadout. And if you come into the mainframe chamber where the MKII is, and there is a crafting table here as well if you need to get a tomahawk from there, you will see that there is this pipe, and above it will be a letter which will either be A or B, and you need to remember which it is, so take a screenshot or note it down or just remember it. And if you then make your way into the service tunnel, if you look behind this gate here where there's a truck, you will see more pipes with A and B written on them, and there'll be gas leaking out of them, and you'll see there'll be a bunch of red wheels where you can channel where you want the gas to be by throwing the tomahawk at these wheels to turn them. And essentially you need to get the gas to go to A or B depending on which one is indicated in your game. So if you have A in your game, you need to have the wheel on the far left activated, then you need to have the wheel in the middle activated, and then the wheel on the top right activated with the bottom right wheel not activated. May take some playing around with, as well as getting your aim right to actually activate them. And then obviously, likewise for B, you basically need to do the same, but instead of having the top right wheel activated, you need to have the bottom right wheel activated with the top one deactivated. So you need to in total have the left one activated, the middle one activated, the bottom right activated, but not the top right. And you need to be very precise with hitting the tomahawk, so yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but you'll get used to it the more games you play. Now, if you come back to the mainframe chamber where the MKII is, if you come back by where the pipe was that had the letter on, you can then explode the chamber with a grenade, whether it be a Semtex or a regular grenade, whatever the case may be. Simply explode it, a load of gas will come out, and then you can pick up that canister there. So yeah, once you've gotten a canister from any of the 3 methods, you can then upgrade one of the Mark II upgrades. First of all, for the Mark II-W, this one offers a similar bullet pattern to a submachine gun and also has a random chance to ignite enemies with the Wraith fire. And this is the blue one. So with your canister, you need to then head to Shem's Henge, and you can place it into this yellow holding machine, after which a HVT electric abomination will spawn in, and basically instead of just killing it straight away, you need to lure it so that it will laser the 3 small rocks in the henge, which causes them to glow blue. So you just need to be careful lining them up quickly. But after you've made one glow blue, you just need to then align it so that you get it to do the charge attack on you, and then it rams into the blue rock, which causes it to break. Make sure you are targeting the shorter rocks, not the taller ones that are closer to the height of your character. So yeah, just repeat this process 3 times, and then a defense step will begin where you have to protect the center as a portal will spawn in, and a bunch of vermin will start spawning in to try and disrupt the energy siphon. So watch out for the the power extracted, and there's going to be a timer there, and you'll see that there'll be all of these wisps flowing out of the rocks into the portal, filling it up, and you just need to survive and defend it. Keep doing that until it reaches 100% within the time limit. After you have successfully done that, the portal will disappear, charging up the device that's in the ground there, and it will power up, and then you can go back over to the canister in the yellow machine and pick it up. You then can go through the service tunnel into the supply depot, and once again there's another crafting bench, and you can then begin to craft the Raygun MK2-W, the blue variant. Moving along, this is how you get the MK2-P variant, Preservation. This will turn your MK2 to shoot shotgun-like rounds with a chance to spawn a sigil with the ability to grant invulnerability to the player standing on it for a limited time. And this is the purple one. And for this, once again, there's going to be RNG, as there's random white boxes around the map that you probably ran into whilst playing the map, but there's a lot of possible spawn locations for them, and you just need to break open these boxes by shooting them or meleeing them, and one of them will randomly contain a bomb that you need to collect, but it's very frustrating that it can take so long to potentially find one. So I'm just going to show some gameplay in the background right now of all the possible spawn locations for the boxes.
You sprouted off a walking corpse. How'd you expect me to treat you?
So the next two items you need are two reflectors that can be found in the lion fountains on the map, and you can collect these before or after you have gotten the bomb. But one of these fountains can be found in the southwest balcony, so go ahead and collect the reflector from the lion fountain there. The other one can be found in the conservatory to the right of quick revives, so come up to it and collect the other reflector there. Once you have the bomb, if you head into the service tunnel, there is a wall here left to the armor wall by machine, and you can place the essence bomb down, which will blow open the cave. And there's a container here where you can place the empty canister. So go ahead and place the canister in, and after which a light beam will then project out, and there are 3 statues of doppelgas that you must illuminate and destroy using this light beam. So come through the tunnel into this huge vast cavern. I'm so glad that the Easter eggs now are opening up new areas which we've not really seen much for a while in the Dark Ether story. And you can then go into this new area where there's actually a large statue of one of the worms from Modern Warfare zombies. This is the Serpent Mound that the mansion was chosen to be built on due to its history. Essentially, you need to use the reflectors you have just collected to redirect the light towards them. To do this, there are 3 different slots where you can use your 2 reflectors. You can also pick them back up whenever you wish. One is at the initial location of the light beam, another is on the same elevation near the canister machine, another is upper level where you can go through a side door. Once you've reflected all of the light correctly towards a Doppelgast statue, you then need to come up to it. It's glowing and you can melee the Ethereum shard that the light beam comes from. This will send an energy beam through the light beam's path, successfully destroying any statue it hits. After you do this, a Doppelgast will then spawn in as the statue turns real, and you simply need to kill it, so be wary and prepared for this. After you have killed the Doppelgast, the soul will be collected, and then you need to come over and melee this reflector right here, and you then need to go to the other side of the room and pick up the other reflector, which will once again cause it to come to life and spawn in. So once again, take out that Doppelgast, and that is 2 Doppelgasts down, so come all the way through the tunnel up to the top and melee it, which will reflect the beam again to this other Doppelgast statue. You then need to come back down to the floor and melee the source crystal, and it will reflect to the 3rd Doppelgast statue, and you need to melee this crystal here once again, which will cause this 3rd Doppelgast to come to life, but this time it's going to be a HVT. So once again, you need to take that out, and the worm will all be glowing purple. It looks very, very cool. Definitely seems like there was a great war here long ago. But after you've collected all 3 souls of the Doppelgast, you definitely need to be prepared for the 3rd one. Now that the canister has been filled with the 3 Doppelgast souls, you can go back up to it and collect it. You need to come all the way into the director's quarters inside the mansion itself, and this is where you can go ahead and craft yourself the Raygun Mark P, which is pretty cool. Now the 3rd and final Raygun Mark II variant that you can obtain is the Toxic R variant, and this is the yellow one. So to charge the canister for this one, you need to get 4 seeds from the different Prima Materia plant pods around the map. There are many different spawn locations for them, and you need to blow them up with explosive damage, for example a Semtex, or the regular Mark II, or a rocket launcher, whatever the case may be. One of the possible spawn locations can be in the southwest balcony, so once you locate one, you just need to shoot it with the Mark II, or like I said, one of the other methods, but you should have the Mark II if you're doing this, but be wary if you've upgraded it to one of the other variants first. Another possible location can be in the garden pond, so again, you need to break open this plant pod, and you can go ahead and collect a seed there. Another spot can be found within Shem's Henge, just up here on the street going upwards on the rock, so you can go ahead and break that one there and get yourself a 3rd plant seed. Another spot can be found in the motor court that you can see on the tac map right here, and it can be found right in the corner by this wall, so you can break that one there, and you can grab yourself another plant seed. Another spot can be found in the conservatory by the well. There can be a few other spots in Shem's Henge, back by where the other one was. There can be a few spots by the well in the conservatory. In the garden pond, there can be a few spots underneath the bridge, or to the right and left of it. In the motor court, there are many spawns that are all along both sides of the wall. Many different spawn locations there, leading up to the mansion itself. And within the southwest balcony, there's quite a few spots all over the outer banks, as well as by the tree and in the corners. In the rear patio, once again, there's quite a few spots around here. But yeah, basically, they're just in pretty much all of the locations outside of the map, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find 4 of them. But once you've managed to get yourself some seeds, you can then come over to the conservatory, where there's all of this biotech, which I guess was prototype technology, where Richtofen was trying to clone his son. This is for the Wraith fire one. Now you can place the canister into this machine here, and you can actually do this before getting the seeds. You just won't be able to do anything. And there are many different incubators within this room. So you've got one just here by the ammo crate. There is then one behind it in this other room back here in front of the well, and then if you head down the stairs down to the lower elevation, come through and you'll find another one here, and then you can place the seeds into any one of these incubators, and it will start a toxic spores harvesting event where you'll have a bit of a lockdown, and basically you just need to defend, as there's going to be a bunch of zombies coming in trying to attack all of the incubators. So you need to simply protect all of them to allow the toxic spores to be harvested, and you need to be ready for this. It is going to be difficult, so make sure you have adequate perks, weaponry, gobblegums, score streaks, etc. But basically the spore is going to keep growing, and eventually it will fill up, which you'll see on the meter bar. When it is, you will see that there's there's a big pod in it, and you'll be done with that, and you can then go over to one of the other incubators and place a seed within it again and repeat this step. So it will continually start to grow, and once again you just need to keep defending it from all of the incoming zombies until it has grown. After that is done, the bar will fill up once again, and you can plant another seed to begin another lockdown process in another incubator. So once again, just keep defending it from all of the incoming zombie hordes, and eventually after doing all of that, the objective will be completed, the pod will burst, and you'll be done with those tedious lockdowns, and you can come back to the canister, and you can now pick up the toxic canister. Now if you make your way to the garden pond, you can come over to this workbench here, and you can assemble the parts for the ray gun Mark II-R. So press X to craft, and then you can press X to use. You'll begin crafting it, and you can then pick up the Mark II-R. This will shoot these long-ranging high damage shots with a marksman rifle-like discharge, and there is also a chance to spread a plague infection that can inflict area of effect damage. So yeah, that's been how you get all 3 of the ray gun Mark II variants in Shattered Veill. These are all needed for the main quest. Speaking of which, if you want to do that, I will have a link in the description once my guide is live, so see you then. Thank you for watching, and plenty more videos to come.